Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Isaac Simple and Real. Nimekuwa na challenge kidogo, that's why nilikuwa nimetoka, but sasa nimerudi tena. Now, in our discussion today, tutakuwa tunaongelea kuhusu HIV transmission cycle. Sometimes tunajiulizaga, oh, I've been so faithful to my husband, or I've been so, or things like those, but hatuelewi kwamba HIV can be transmitted all through our family, not necessarily through our parents. Mzazi wako anaweza kuwa ako HIV negative mama, baba ndiye ako HIV positive, and then you end up the whole family after being delivered and raised HIV negative in your adolescent age or in your old age, nyinyi wote muenda kukuwa HIV positive. Or wazazi wanaweza kuwa wako HIV negative, both of them, and finally wa end up kukuwa HIV positive just because of a slight mistake of ignorance that may happen between you and your house help or any other person. Okay guys, welcome to our discussion today. Let us discuss the cycle or the cycle of transmission Juyce. Kama vile mkurugenzi hupenda kusema the Juyce. You get? Okay, mimi niko na magaps kwa meno, so siwezi tamka vile huwa anaitamka, lakini I believe mnaielewa namna hiyo. Thank you. Now, nilikuwa nimejaribu kuona kama in my desktop kuna vile naweza waonyesha picha zenye niko nazo, but unfortunately nimeona siwezi, so kindly wacha tusome kwa kutumia simu yangu. I believe mtanielewa kwa leo. Nikilearn the skill tutaipractice in my next video, na kama uko na skill ya vile tunaweza fanya tuweze kuimprove this channel, baada ya kutumia simu nitumie something else, please share the knowledge. I will appreciate. Asante. Now, this is what I want us to discuss. Oh, unfortunately inaonyesha upside down. Okay. Please allow me, wacha nisome, and then nikisoma nitakuwa ninawaonyesha. Acha nitumie this way. Now, guys, hapa nitaiweka, actually acha niweke kama thumbnail so that it can be easier for you to get it. Let's start with this guy. This guy anaitwa Kamau. Kamau is HIV positive but already on ARVs but not virally suppressed. And for that reason, alinotify bibi yake ambaye anaitwa Grace, na Grace akaanza kutumia dawa inaitwa PrEP ama pre-exposure prophylaxis. So ukiona this diamond ya green, inamaanisha yeye ako safe, hawezi akaambukizwa na Kamau HIV virus, although Kamau is not virally suppressed. On the other hand, tuko na the house help anaitwa Jane. Jane is also HIV negative. So wife yake ako HIV negative na anatumia PrEP. Jane ni house help, na kwa sababu ya mazingira za nyumbani, husband of Grace mwenye ni Kamau hakuambia house help ako HIV positive, na bado wanaonana kimwili bila kutumia kinga. So in this case, there is unprotected sex, lakini hakuna condom, hakuna PrEP, hakuna any other form of protection against HIV. So bado hajaambukizwa, lakini ako at a risk, na this risk is very great. That's why nimeiweka a red diamond. You get? Ndio maana ako na red diamond. Now, let's go to Jane. Jane kama house help, Kamau na Grace wako na son anaitwa Kelvin. So, Kamau na Grace wakiwa na son anaitwa Kelvin, hawakuzaa Kelvin akiwa HIV positive. No, walizaa a HIV negative son. Unfortunately, Kelvin akitoka shule ana have sex na Jane kabla wazazi watoke job. You see the danger here? Jane is HIV negative, Kelvin is HIV negative, na for that reason wana have unprotected sex. The danger here is Jane is on an ongoing risk ya kupata HIV kwa sababu ana have unprotected sex na baba ya Kelvin ambaye ako HIV positive. Unfortunately, she is also having unprotected sex na Kelvin mwenye ako HIV negative. So, in this case, Kelvin ako na risk ya kupata HIV kwa sababu Jane is on a risky behavior of having unprotected sex na Kamau who is HIV positive. Also, ako na risk ya kuwa Jane ako na multiple sexual partners. That is Kelvin and Kamau, and which Kamau is HIV positive. Let's continue with the cycle. We have Carol, that is Kelvin's teacher. Carol is HIV negative. But now, for Carol, having been HIV negative, is married to John. Carol is married to John, and John is a bisexual. Bisexual, it means he has a male sexual partner and a female sexual partner. You see the risk? So, having a male sexual partner and a female sexual partner is not the greatest risk. The greatest risk is that Carol is having sex with Kelvin, Kelvin who is also having sex with Jane, and Jane who is having sex with Kamau, Kamau who is HIV positive. You see, the problem is not that Kelvin is HIV negative. The problem is that the sexual partner to Kelvin, who is Jane, is having sex with Kamau, who is HIV positive, and without protection. So the risk to Carol is through Kelvin, who is also at a risk through Jane. Jane, who is at a risk by having sex with Kamau, who is HIV positive and not virally suppressed, and whom they are having unprotected sex without protection. You see the danger? The danger lies in the cycle. Let's continue with the cycle. Now, Carol's spouse is a bisexual and they have unprotected sex with Mike. Mike, who is also a bisexual, and she is also courting Grace and having unprotected sex. But for Mike, on the cycle towards, from Grace to Mike, there is safety, and that's why we have a green diamond. Now, where is the safety? Kamau, who is our risk, is having a protected sex, that is by use of PrEP or pre-exposure prophylaxis with Grace. So, having been HIV positive and with protection of PrEP, Grace cannot acquire HIV. And that's why if Grace is having unprotected sex with Mike, Grace is not at a risk of acquiring HIV through the process. And also, Mike is not at a risk of acquiring HIV at the process. Unfortunately, Mike is having unprotected sex with John, who is married to Carol, who is at a risk of acquiring HIV. Wow, this is a time bomb for all of this, except Grace, who is the spouse to Kamau. Why? Let's pause it at that point. Guys, we said that HIV, anyone who is on an ongoing risk of acquiring HIV should be able to be protected either by use of condom or by use of post-exposure prophylaxis or by use of PrEP. But PrEP is the drug of choice for those who are on an ongoing risk. But on this case, we see that only Grace, who is knowingly on an ongoing risk, is on protection. The others are ignorant. Now, where is our time bomb of transmission? Let's see. Now, suppose Jane in one way or the other acquires the virus. One, maybe in a circumstance, Jane acquires a sexually transmitted infection, and in the process, sexually transmitted infection increases the chances of acquiring HIV. So, Jane will automatically become HIV positive. Now, if Jane becomes HIV positive and is not initiated on care because she doesn't even know her HIV status after transmission, she will automatically transmit the virus to Kelvin. Suppose Kelvin continues in a sexual relationship with Carol. Kelvin will transmit the virus automatically to Carol. Suppose Carol does not go and check her HIV status in the process with time, she will be able to transmit the virus to John, who is her spouse. And suppose John does not go for the test after transmission of the virus, he will transmit the virus to Mike, who is a bisexual. But fortunately or unfortunately, the virus will stop at this point of this cycle. Why? Because Grace is on PrEP. So, since Grace is on PrEP, she cannot be transmitted the virus by Mike, neither can she be transmitted the virus by Kamau. So, the transmission cycle will stop at Grace. So, you see the safety? The safety lies with protection. Now, that's the time bomb. Let me put this aside. Guys, let me ask you. You have been having unprotected sex, I suppose, with either one person or the other. But suppose your sexual partner, whom you have trusted so much, is having unprotected sex with a risky person like Jane. Don't you see yourself at a risk of acquiring the virus? Of course, you're at a greater risk of acquiring the virus. And that's why I'm proposing that if you do not trust your spouse or your sexual partner, please initiate yourself on pre-exposure prophylaxis. This is a drug that is given free of charge in any government healthcare facility after being tested and being confirmed HIV negative. Also, when you are given this kind of treatment, you are protected against acquiring the virus if you engage with anyone who is HIV positive, either knowingly or unknowingly. Are we together? Thank you. So, guys, I wish to stop it at this point. So kindly, if you have any question, any kind of clarification, before the time bomb explodes, we can be able to prevent. Before the time bomb explodes, we can be able to prevent. So, guys, please give us a chance to prevent you from acquiring the virus because there are those opportunities at hand. Remember, if it's a risk that has already occurred and it was just a once risk, we can be able to give you post-exposure prophylaxis after testing you and confirming you are HIV negative. Remember, if you are HIV positive, we can be able to initiate you on care, and having suppressed your viral load, we say that you cannot be able to transmit the virus to any other person. So you can be able to apply this as a suppression as prevention, and you cannot be able to transmit the virus further to any other person. Also, for those who are on an ongoing risk, we can be able to prevent you from transmitting the virus to any other person. And by this, acquiring the virus from any other person in the cycle, and this will prevent HIV transmission or HIV spread by all means. So guys, if you have learned this, if you hear about this, please subscribe, like, and share. And this is Isaac, simple and real. This is the end. Bye bye.